Hey you fans, Jordan Wynn here with the plan to win following the Pac-12 championship game against Oregon, sponsored by eatfans.net. We got 3 clips to go over tonight. As usual, we're going to have the digital copy as well as the whiteboard, and hope you enjoy it. Alright you fans, first clip here. Again, the situation is 2nd and 10. Utes are at the 11, 30 seconds left. Really want to get 6 here right before half. You'll see as I go over the whiteboard here shortly, really a odd look by the Oregon defense. You have man principles down here with zone concepts up here. So really what it breaks down to is predominantly in offense, you're always looking at the safeties. So if it's a too high look, we call that middle of the field open. If there was one safety in the middle, that's middle of the field closed. I'm assuming on this play concept, if the middle of the field was closed, Cam would look down at this 3 receiver side. Since the middle of the field is open, he's going to work basically a high-low read with Kincaid running a little corner post up here. I believe that's Pledger out of the backfield just running a little arrow route. And essentially your read is just this backer. What you're going to see Cam do with his eyes is look at this way to hold this free safety to the field. And what that is doing is really allowing Kincaid to win with the route. Cam wins with his eyes. He probably has a good idea this backer isn't going to get enough depth to get underneath Kincaid. And as we go through this here, you're going to see there's his eyes, holding his eyes, holding his eyes. He looks. Okay, this backer is starting to get a lot of depth, but his eyes are on the back already. So as we go through, he passes off Kincaid. Kincaid wins on the route. So Kincaid is just going to beat this guy. He runs his corner post route, beat this guy, gets him spun around. Again, middle of the field's open. Easy throw and catch for the touchdown right before half. Alright, so here's the situation. It's 2nd and 10. The Utes are at the 11. There's 31 seconds left. At this point, Utah's up 14-0. Trying to get another touchdown before half. They ended up getting a touchdown and actually a field goal, but getting 6 here is huge. Going into half up 21-0 is a lot better than up 14 or 17-0. So 2nd and 10, again, you kind of want to call... I mean, you're basically trying to score, right? You can get a first down if you get down to the 1-yard line, but you're trying to get in here. So the Utes do a great job of really isolating Kincaid on this strong safety. And as we break down this clip, it's really a odd defense ran by Oregon because you kind of have some man principles to the field, but these 2 guys aren't really playing man, so it's kind of a different deal. Oregon's defensive coordinator, Tim DeRuyter's actually a guy who I coached with at Fresno State. He's kind of known for doing some different deals, some man and zone combo coverages. So really the big thing here is just this route by Kincaid. I think to the field, you have some kind of in corner concept, really to just eat these guys up. This corner's man, this nickel's man, this free safety. Again, it's kind of a weird deal. He's not really man. He's kind of just floating in space. This corner isn't man on Kincaid. It looks like this strong safety is who's playing Kincaid. And the Utes free release the back like this. This backer kind of covers the back. But the real important part is just Kincaid's route. So as this corner kind of sinks and this strong safety comes over the top to cover Kincaid, he runs this little corner post route and really just gets this strong safety spun. From there, it's simple for Cam, right? He loves this matchup. Especially looking at this, you kind of have a middle of the field open look, meaning there's 2 high safeties, so the middle of the field is open. So really all he needs to do is just hold this free safety this way, which is simple because he's got 3 receivers over here, and then let Kincaid win on the route. These backers, unless they're really getting depth in their drop, which if they were, you would just hit this underneath route by the back. They don't, and so it's pretty simple. Cam takes his drop, looks to the field, holds this guy. Kincaid runs a great route, a great corner post route, gets this strong safety really spun around, and then it's 6 right here. Ute fans, going over the second clip here. Situation is 3rd and 5. Oregon's down 7-0, almost all the way through the first. Again, what is as we go over on the whiteboard later, Oregon's offense, what are they thinking? It's 3rd and 5. You're probably thinking you're going to get either some kind of pressure or some kind of man coverage from Scally and the Utes. So the beauty of this is he actually doesn't play man or pressure. He just plays a pretty simple cover 2. Pay attention to these 2 guys as we go through this. They do a good job. So if we rewind back at before the snap, it almost looks like it's a 1 high look. This safety's right in the middle of the field. And post snap, he drops over here, he drops back, so you get a too high look. And again, I don't think Brown is necessarily wrong with this read. I think this is just bad execution on his end. So you're going to see as we go to the whiteboard, but they're going to kind of switch release these two. So he's going to come inside and run a little stop route right at the first down marker. He's going to outside release, again run a stop route right at the first down marker. He's going to outside release, stop route right at the first down marker. And so you're really just flooding this zone. And again, I don't really think this is the worst read by Brown. I just think he was a little late. If he wanted to, he probably could have put it on this tight end right out of his break as we go through. So we're going to watch. See how they switch release right there? There's your switch release. And right there, he might be able to put it right on the outside shoulder of this receiver. Again, that's tough, but that's kind of what you're going to get on third down. You're going to get a lot of tight coverage. He doesn't love that, so what does he do? He decides to come to this inside little hook route. And again, if he throws this a second earlier, if he throws that route now, he's open right now. And that's really the difference between a completion and an interception in college is that split second. So he's still caught looking here, and he ends up deciding not to like this route, and he tries to get back here. He's just too late. And you're going to see Devin Lloyd just jump this route so fast and does a great job. There he is making his move. Brown's late. He jumps it. Great play by him, and he's off to the races for 6. So as we go through this in real time, I mean, this is the difference. Throw it now, too late, pick. And again, that's a great play by Devin Lloyd. That's why he's an All-American. That's why he won the Pac-12 championship MVP. You see Brown's eyes here. So he's looking to the field right now. Doesn't like it. By the time he comes back to this, it's too late. That ball should already be on that receiver. And because it's too late, Lloyd gets to jump it. Really nobody left. Easy pick 6 for the Utes. All right, Utes, here's the second clip we're going to go over. Situation's 3rd and 5. Oregon's on offense. They're at their own 30. They're down 7-0. You fans will recognize this play. This is the Devin Lloyd pick 6, which pretty much sealed his MVP win in the Pac-12 championship game, even though it was only the first quarter. So here's what we're going to look at. 3rd and 5. What are the Utes known for? Mostly a man coverage team. 3rd and 5, you might expect some pressure from Scally, some man coverage. So Oregon just really calls they're trying to prepare for the blitz or man coverage, and they're focusing on this 3 receiver side. So they kind of have a little bunch formation lined up here, and Scally does a good job of just mixing things up and actually just calls a cover 2 look. So nothing really that special from the Utes schematically, but this is the beauty of the defense is, you know, it's not always the X's and the O's. Actually, it never is. It's the Jimmies and the Joes. And in this case, Devin Lloyd is an All-American for a reason. So you're going to see Anthony Brown here go through his progression, and he's really trying to just read this backer right here is his read key. So as these two switch release, he comes inside and sits. He outside releases and sits. This guy's basically dead with the corner covering him. So Brown sees this backer shuffle over the top and cover up this switch release route right here. He thinks, oh, I've got this guy pretty wide open over the middle. Should be a pretty easy completion for a first down. And again, credit to Devin Lloyd. He's reading his eyes, shuffles over. Brown's a little bit late on the throw, and Devin Lloyd makes him pay. Steps right in front of it, catches it, off to the races. Pick 6 for the Utes to put him up 14-0. Huge momentum play, and really was the big factor in Lloyd being the MVP in the game. Ute fans, last clip here. Situation, Utes are up 23-3, really feeling pretty good about themselves midway through the third, 2nd and 10. As you're going to see when I draw it up on the whiteboard, the Utes kind of line up in a unique formation, a little unbalanced look. So you have a tight end and a receiver both on the ball. You have another tight end and another receiver up top out of the screen. What this does essentially is if this was a throw, this tight end right here, he can't go beyond the line of scrimmage on a route. He's covered up by Covey here. So just kind of general football knowledge, the last guy on the line of scrimmage is eligible. So because he's not the last guy on the line of scrimmage, Covey is, he's not an eligible receiver. The beauty of this formation is you really just force the defense into showing their hand as to where they want to line up. So because Utah's overloaded, Oregon needs to decide to either overload to the field or not, and then it's just a simple numbers game. If they don't overload to the field, then you run it to the field. in this situation, they're kind of balanced. Potentially, you bring this wind back block, so you have 4 for 4. So really, the numbers are good. And what Utah's going to do here is they're going to show it's a zone read concept, and kind of an interesting look because Cam's actually going to read Thibodeau, the great athlete that he is. This is just a good job of mixing things up. I'm assuming earlier in the game they lined up in a similar formation and came back and blocked him and just gave the football. And so now what they're going to do is they're going to show the same look, but they're actually going to read him. And as we go through this clip, you're going to watch Thibodeau here. So he thinks he's going to get blocked, and see how he turns his shoulders. Cam's reading him. As soon as you see the shoulders turned, that's when you know you're going to pull it. And he's looking, his eyes are looking inside, his shoulders are turned. This is a pull read all the way. And what you're going to see is you have this double team to this backer. He's whiffing on Thibodeau and going to block this corner. Cam's reading Thibodeau. Once he's out of the picture, there's really no one left. What you're going to see is this free safety trying to fill this hole. So as we go through this clip here, there goes Thibodeau right there. He thinks he's going to get blocked. He decides to run inside. Cam pulls it. You have, I believe, Keithy here for the corner. Again, this double team is setting up perfectly. And really all that's left as we go through it is this free safety. Now, Thibodeau does a good job of realizing Cam pulled it and trying to get back and make this play. And he's just a hair too late. He tries to ankle tackle Cam, can't make it. Cam does a good job really just avoiding this tackle, kind of hurdles and stiff arms. And he's off to the races right here. He ends up getting tackled at the 5, but this is a huge play for Utah. So as you're going to see when we draw it up, this is a great look, right? Because you have 4 for 4. So these two are for these two here. You're going to read him with the QB. You're winding back for him. And then it's just make the last guy miss, which Cam does. So as we play it, there's your read. We'll go back one more time. There's Thibodeau. Boom. Shoulders are turned. Pull it. Great block. Gets underneath it. Makes the free safety miss. And we're off to the races. Another great run. And just a great win by Utah. This was a great play. I felt they did a great job offensively all night, showing different looks and different things. And it showed with the final score. All right, you fans, last clip we're going to go over. Situation 2nd and 10 at the 45. Utes are up 23-3. About 7 minutes left in the third quarter. So really kind of any play calls at your disposal here. Kind of a unique look by the offense. They're in what's called an unbalanced look. So as you can see, you have 2 guys on the line of scrimmage on the same side. So they're covering each other up, meaning if this were to be a throw, this receiver right here can't release for a route because he's covered up by another guy on the line of scrimmage outside of him. So really what you're trying to do is just a numbers game. You're trying to overload this side, see what Oregon does. If they don't overload with you, then you run it this way. If they do overload, then you run it this way. So what they're going to do, Coach Led decides to do, is call just a zone read play where he winds back and essentially you whiff the read key. So, typically what you'd show is you'd run inside zone once and have this guy back block the end. Then you run it again and you read him and you have the wind back block kind of fake like he's going to block him and go to the next level. So what's interesting in this play is this is actually Thibodeau that they're reading. So as they double team, if you have this double team here, this here, this here, this here, he's going to wind back like he's going to block Thibodeau, kind of whiff, and go block this corner who's blitzing off the edge. Pretty simple. There's no one here for the corner to cover. So he's going to blitz off this edge. And again, it's just a zone read play. So the back's here. Cam is reading Thibodeau. Again, on this play with the wind back block, Thibodeau thinks he's going to get blocked. So he goes to hit the blocker and whiffs. When he does that, Cam's able to pull it. And Thibodeau actually makes a pretty decent effort in trying to get back and make the play, but he just barely misses. Cam gets up in here, great block on the corner, and really he's one-on-one with this safety coming downhill. He stiff arms him, makes a miss, breaks the tackle, and he's off to the races. I think it ends up being about a 40-yard run. Sets up another score for the Utes and really kind of put the nail in the coffin. Out here, you're running a route, just running these guys off. The main point of this, as we went through in the digital copy, is reading Thibodeau. Cam does a great job. Kind of a cardinal rule, don't let the read key make the play. We saw that last week in the Colorado game. Cam ran speed option on 4th and 1 and allowed the read key to make the play. Great job bouncing back this week, although it's not speed option, it's zone read or read option. Similar concept. You're reading this guy, he does a good job of not letting the read keep make the play. Gives a good long ride on the running back. Gets him to bite. Again, you throw in some action at him with this wind back block and whiffing on him. He basically bites, turns his shoulders, goes like he's going to tackle the back, Cam pulls it, makes one guy miss, off to the races, gets tackled at about the 5-yard line, and you'd end up scoring later. Thanks for joining us, Ute fans. I'm Jordan Wynn. This is the Plan to Win, sponsored by UteFans.net. We're going to potentially, I hope, do a little pregame show for the Rose Bowl. I'd like to go over some Ohio State cut-ups, see if we can get some of those clips and tune in for that, and then tune in for after the Rose Bowl. Hopefully the Utes get a win. Go Utes.